Well, Heidi ho, friends of the farm. It's been a bit since I made a video, being the end of the growing season and all, but that doesn't mean I've been slowing down on activities out here at the farm. And as you can see, I've got a big activity next to me. So had an opportunity, Facebook Marketplace popped up, too good of a deal to pass on. So new proud owner of a 1942 John Deere Model B. And it's a really cool tractor. I've kind of always liked the old tractors. Been obviously a big John Deere fan. And yeah, the moment was right, the price was right, so I picked it up. And it's a new addition to the farm fleet out here at Meeker Farms. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes and give you a walk around of it, of the ins and outs of it. And I am learning this tractor. I don't know much about the old farm tractors, but I'll tell you, they're pretty simple to work on so far. There's a testament to why they've lasted as long as they have, being 82, 83 years old. And it typically fires right up, which is a testament to how it was built. You know, in 1942, we're at the beginning of World War II, and it was a different country back then. But it's something to be proud of and something I'm proud to own. And I'm looking forward to making some more videos with it and seeing what it can do and just having it part of our farm out here at Meeker Farm. So let's get started. All right, so this is it. This is the John Deere Model B. As you can see, all the panels are metal. So it's got a little bit of dent and patina from being as old as it is. But it's a gas motor. It's got 2 cylinders and it runs pretty good. Actually, it does have 2 fuel types. So the Model B, at least this particular Model B, you had 2 fuel choices. You could run gasoline or distillate, which is kind of a kerosene mixture. And you would have to fire up the tractor on gasoline, let it get up to operating temperature, and then with the fuel switch over here, you could turn it over onto the distillate and it would run. Now, I'm not sure why they ran on distillate, if it was something they were rationing during the war for gas, or it was just more efficient economy-wise, or what, but I don't know. I don't plan on running it on kerosene. It's just been running on straight gasoline so far. So this big round thing is kind of the flywheel, and this particular tractor has a factory starter, thank goodness, but if it didn't, this shroud wouldn't be here, and you would be turning this manually, this wheel, to turn it over to get it to start up, which is pretty fascinating. It's got the old oil bath air filter. I took it off. There's nothing in there to replace other than the oil, and we have nice clean oil in there, so the air gets sucked in and bubbles up through the oil, which filters the air, so it cleans it out. Regular carburetor there. Gonna have to maybe do a little bit of work on that. Overall, it's not too bad. I've got some hoses that look like they might need to be replaced. They drip water a little bit. Something funny that whatever owner had it before me was to drain the water out of it. They installed just a faucet, and I've already flushed it out, and that was pretty darn handy. Instead of removing a drain plug, you just turn on the faucet right there, and out came the water, and shut it off, and I was able to fill it back up. So I do have a little bit of work to do on it. The radiator cap is corroded away, so I've got a new one of those that I've ordered. I believe it's just a straight pipe, the exhaust. I don't see any kind of muffler on there, and I guess that's not too uncommon for this particular year tractor. But I'll tell you, it can be loud. So when I fire it up, I'm gonna probably have some hearing protection, because when I'm in the shop here, it just is a little too loud for me. You can see here the tin is missing off the top of the tractor. I have the tin, but the owner previous to me had a bigger battery installed, and it does not accommodate for the sheet metal. But I'm not too worried about that, to be honest with you. I have the sheet metal if I ever want to put it on, but I like the reassurance of having the bigger battery on there for sure. So these big old wheels have spoked wheels, which I think is pretty darn cool. I don't know if that was an option. I've looked it up on Google, and this year tractor had both solid wheels and the spoked wheels. I like the spoke wheels. I think they're a little bit cooler looking. But it has those. The tires are probably older than me. And I was thinking to myself, well, heck, I could just replace the tires. And then I looked up the price of them, and I'm good. I'm good with these tires. Yeah, I think these will be just fine for right now. So the back of the tractor is pretty darn cool. It's got the raised letters, the John Deere, on both sides right there. Very big rear end differential. It does have a PTO on it and the drawbar. Now this model tractor does not have a 3-point lift. I don't really need that. I don't plan on using the tractor or the PTO on this tractor. So I have the 3-point lift on the little guy that I can use if I need anything. So let's get back to the dashboard here. So it's got a really long steering shaft, and believe it or not, it's not that hard to steer. I thought it would be. It's not power steering, but it's also doesn't take much to turn the wheel, which is neat. So this lever here is the throttle, and that's what's going to make it go faster, go slower. Just turning that. I've got some gauges that I'm looking at online to replace, but these seem to work. But as you can see, they're probably in need of needing to be replaced. It's a manual transmission with a high and low range. So you got high and low. So it's been in low for me. I did, when I test drove it, put it in high and all the gears work there. But low seems to be just fine. So on this side, you have first or third. So low range over here is first. If I have it in high range, then this is actually going to be third. And you've got 2 or 4, 5 and 6 over here, and reverse is all the way over to the left. Now it's interesting, it's not like a car where you have to go first to second to third to fourth. These old tractors, you can put it up in 6th gear and engage the clutch and it'll start in 6th gear, no problem. That's what it's designed to do. Got the starter switch right here. You can start with your boot when you're sitting up here, or if you're going to start it from the ground, you can use your hand there. The brakes, 2 separate pedals for brakes. The left controls the left side, and the right brake controls the right rear. And these are very touchy. Doesn't take much pressure to lock up the wheel, and it makes it pivot and turn nicely. But just simply disengaging the clutch, which is this handle right here, actually stops the tractor pretty quickly. So unless I'm on a slope, I don't expect the need to have to utilize the brakes. This apparatus over here is the clutch. So when I fire it up, you'll see this thing spinning, and you can see the paint rubbed off of it here as the clutch engages on whatever mechanism that is. I need to learn more about that. All right, so that's really about it. It has a little cool toy toolbox over there to keep things. Yeah, so what do you say we give it a cold start and see how it fires up and see how it sounds? All right, let's fire this dude up. It's been a few days, so it's going to be a cold start. So I'm going to have to engage the choke a little bit. But it should turn over right away. I put some fresh fuel in it. So I'm going to put my hearing protection on. And we want to adjust the throttle up to the starting position, which I found is kind of about 90 degrees. Make sure we're in neutral. Get the choke out. Just stand clear of the flywheel. Let's fire it up. All right, so that's just about it. I'm going to go ahead and get started on some maintenance on it. One of the first things I'm going to do is change the oil. Got a new oil filter from John Deere. They still make oil filters for 82-year-old tractors because John Deere, it's America. So I'm going to do that. I've got the oil. I'm going to just drain it out. I'm not going to be filming that or making a video just because it's going to be messy, and I just don't want to be messing with my iPhone and changing oil in a 82-year-old tractor. So that's it. I've got some other stuff I'm going to be doing on it as well. I got some plugs, plug wires, and I'm going to change the fluid in the rear end and some carb cleaner. But it runs well. It's not broken, don't fix it, as my wife says. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. You take it easy.